'Tis the season to plan a girls' trip. In this episode, we talk the benefits of a girls' trip and why Essence Fest in New Orleans this summer is a great girls' trip destination. Our special guests will have you ready to call your friends and pack your bags for an epic adventure. Welcome to Episode 4, adventurers. Hello, and welcome to the Outdoorsy Diva podcast. I'm your host, Lauren, the Outdoorsy Diva. Thanks for joining. Hey, y'all. Thank you so much for joining. This is the Outdoorsy Diva podcast. I'm your host, Lauren G., also known as the Outdoorsy Diva. And as we have now officially entered the summer season, it got me thinking about one of my absolute favorite summer festivals, the Essence Fest in New Orleans. That hands down has to be one of my favorite girls' trip memories. And it just really got me to thinking about girls' trips in general. I try to have a girls' trip annually and not necessarily with the same group of friends, but it just always works out that way that I have a group of girls who want to get together and let our hair down and go and explore someplace new or someplace familiar. I've taken girls' trips to Europe with my Harry Potter friends. I've taken girls' trips to Orange Beach and Gulf Coast, Alabama. Yes, Alabama. It's actually a great little town on the beach, and that was an epic trip last fall. There really was a lot to see and do there. My point is, it really doesn't matter whether it's a big fancy destination like London and Dublin or a small beach town in Alabama. Anywhere, as long as you have your girls and probably wine or rum or whatever adult libation of your choice. I'm not picky. But that's all you really need to have an amazing girls trip, to reconnect with your friends, to just be yourself, not wear any other titles other than who you are and who you were before the rest of society knew you to be whatever this version of yourself that you've grown up to be. You know what I mean? So I decided I would invite one of my favorite girls trip participants and a really dear friend of mine to join us on the podcast this episode and talk to us about girls trips and what goes into planning an epic adventure.
Today, I have a special treat for you. We have an interview with one of the most creative people that I personally know. She's an event planner, a mom, a businesswoman, and an avid traveler. So without further ado, please welcome Joi Williams to the show.
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so the name of your business is Epic Productions and Events. Is that correct?
Not quite. It's Epic Events and Productions, actually.
Excuse a little bit of this. Yeah, it's part
That's okay. That's okay.
So, tell us about your business and kind of what you have going on right now.
Sure. So again, it's Epic Events and Productions, and it's capital EPIC, which stands for Events, Productions, and Innovative Creations. So we're an event management and design company that specializes in curating unique event experiences, meetings, conferences, and destination experiences for groups, small business, and corporate sectors. So like in that involves everything from setting up your event period. We do a couple of things where we produce our own events and, have people come attend those, as well as set up packages for existing events. And we do everything from welcome bags to, monitoring the RSVP list and everything in between. So
you do all the not fun stuff of planning group get-togethers and travel.
Says the person who doesn't like that. I love this stuff. So this is totally fun for me. We're getting towards the tail end of one of the events right now for Essence Fest, actually. And it's that part of the event experience where I'm having to put together all the welcome bags. And I just told my husband, like, oh my God, this is the best part. He's like, really?
So Essence Festival. So for our listeners out there who may not be familiar, can you kind of give them a brief introduction into what the event's all about?
Sure. So Essence Festival is actually put on by Essence Magazine. It's been in New Orleans for the past 20 years, 24 years.
Wow, I didn't realize it had been that long.
Yeah, their 25th year anniversary is next year, actually. So this is their 24th year. It's been in New Orleans every year with the exception of one. When Hurricane Katrina came through, they actually moved the event to Houston. And since then it's been back and plans to be here forever. So as long as people keep coming. But it started out as kind of a music festival. The original name is Essence Music Festival, but it's become so much more. And it's really it's the summer event to attend. More than 500,000 people come, and it's filled with concerts. It's 3 days of concerts. Over 30 big ticket performers are here. But then throughout the day, you also have info sessions, natural hair exhibits and workshops and brunches and networking events. I mean, it's really just they ascend on New Orleans and really just kind of elevate everyone who attends.
Wow, it sounds like it's really evolved even from when I remember you and I back in our much younger days.
I know.
Attended Essence Festival together. We won't disclose the year to protect the guilty and the innocent, but I do remember, just the concerts, but I really think I need to go back as a more seasoned adult to take advantage of some of the other things that you mentioned. And for some people, I know a lot of people were introduced to Essence Festival through the movie Girls Trip that came out last year with Queen Latifah.
Mm-hmm.
Jada Pinkett Smith, Tiffany Haddish,
Regina Hall.
Yep, Regina Hall. So for a lot of people, it was kind of all about the girls' trip that made a lot of people want to come. So what is the service that you're offering with your packages that help kind of the ordinary woman get in on this and take advantage on having this type of girls' trip adventure?
So again, part of what we do, like say, we can also develop packages for existing events like Essence. This actually, it's not an epic event, but we do curate packages, and it really was with the girls' trip idea in mind. So I've tried to put together some items that really give you the whole experience. Like I said, it's more than just the concerts, which there are some great performers coming this year. Janet, I'm coming for you, baby. I'm coming. So I'm a huge Janet Jackson fan. So, but in addition to the concerts, like I said, there's all kinds of opportunities to meet with, fellow like-minded people, meet new people. There's tons of pop-up shops. So the packages that I offer really kind of give you a glimpse or, get you involved in that stuff. This year I offered 4 different levels of packages, because some people like to go off the beaten path, do their own thing. They just want to get here. So I offered with all of my packages, you did get 3 or 4 nights hotel accommodation, depending on when you want to check in. And everyone got a welcome bag. And then the different levels kind of separated as far as, how much did you want planned for you, I guess. So I had the basic just get me there package, which basically gave you, your room and your welcome bag. We have a meet and greet coming the opening night of Essence that Thursday. But beyond that, you're free to explore the city on your own and kind of get into whatever you want to get into. And some of us are like that. And then on the other side of that, or on the other spectrum of my packages, I had a really kind of fully inclusive package that gave you your selection of concert tickets. It came with, of course, the hotel accommodation, but it came with concert tickets. It came with your selection of up to 4 different other events besides the concerts that you wanted to, maybe experience. There's cooking shows, which, foodie at heart here. So that's what I'll be attending. Yes, that's what I'll be attending. But there's food shows. There's Curls Unleashed is sponsoring the Natural Hair Expo, which will have tons of giveaways and freebies and workshops for, how to do different twist outs and the new designs for natural hair. Then also, maybe you just want to do a city tour. For a lot of people, a lot of the attendees that have actually booked with me are first time attendees. So you want to give them a taste of Essence as well as New Orleans. So we really try to give people a little bit more than the average event planner. We want you to have a fully inclusive experience.
Awesome. I love that. So for some people, I would say maybe they're apprehensive about a girls' trip. So are you a fan? Are you a proponent of girls' trips? Is that one of your ways to travel that you enjoy or not so much?
There's something so incredibly epic, pun intended, about a girls' trip. But really, there really is. It's just, we're constantly breaking that gender glass ceiling. We are kicking butt all over the place. And you hear about all these women who are thriving in these traditionally male dominated arenas. I came from an engineering background and I experienced that myself. There's just not a lot of women in engineering. And so, we're constantly breaking through and having to operate in, male dominated industries. But I think that any woman who really wants to elevate herself needs to be around other women. And, a girls' trip, it's just something very necessary. As much talk as there is about women being catty to each other and always feeling in competition with each other, the girls' trip is the ultimate contradiction to that. It's a safe place to let your hair down. It's a no judgment zone when you're with your girls. You get to be truly you with the right touch of petty, but you just get to be who you are, all the facets of yourself, not just, who you have to be at work or who you have to be for mom and, who the kids expect you to be, you get to be you, all the sides of you that no one gets to see or no one wants to see, or, certain people want to deal with this one and certain people want to deal with this joy and that joy. When a girls' trip and you're with your girls, you get to be who you are. They love you for everything. All your personalities get to come out and, and you're still loved by your sisters. And likewise, you receive the love from them. They're doing the same thing. And so it's something so necessary that women need to do for ourselves.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And that's right in line with, my whole philosophy with the Outdoorsy Diva brand about people taking time for themselves, particularly us as women. I encourage us to travel and carve out that me time. And I know it can be difficult with kids and with family and with spouses, but I just think it's really necessary to reset. And being with your girls and people that knew you before you had to wear all those other hats, it kind of allows reconnect with, who you were and, kind of remind yourself, because we get lost in having to do and be for everyone but ourselves. So I agree with you. The girls' trip is a really necessary way to kind of remind ourselves of, us and get to the core of and the essence, if you will, of us and who we are.
Absolutely. It's just like I said, it's just something, epic. And even if, and I've been on several girls' trips, most of them with you, but it is, you find an element of yourself on every different trip. It's just, or you reconnect with, a part of yourself that, like I said, got pushed aside because you had to put on another hat. You have to become another individual in everyday life. And so it's good. It keeps you sane. It keeps you going. It keeps you motivated when you have that opportunity to just, relax and be transparent.
And so let's talk about that. You have been on many girls' trips throughout your lifetime. So tell us, our listeners, about maybe one of your favorite girls' trips over the years.
One of my favorite girls' trips. Oh gosh. So
You can give us more than one if it's too hard.
well, I'll tell you one of my favorites. Well, I think it was my senior year of college, and spring break, and we were going to South Beach. So I had talked to my mother, and I told her, I was like, I think I want to do this. Had called up the girls, 3 of my homegirls. I was like, yeah, let's do it. So my mom actually booked the room, offered to, book our hotel room for us. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. And so I found the hotel room. It was, right on the beach, pretty affordable. Like, okay, great. It wasn't really in the epicenter of South Beach, but, it's like no big deal. So we get there. I picked up one of my friends and we drove there, and the other two met us. Well, we got there first, and we're like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and walk. We're going to walk to the epicenter of South Beach. We're going to walk over to Ocean Drive. And we were at like 7,500, whatever A1A was called. And so we started walking, not realizing that the blocks go down by hundreds, not thousands. So we were 75 blocks from the center of South Beach. And so we actually were in North Beach, not South Beach. So we got about 30. We was like, yeah, screw that. So then we called one of the other girls that was headed and was like, can you meet us here and come pick us up? So, but and that's just part of the stuff that you do when you're on a girls trip. You just, it's okay. It's okay to make some boneheaded moves every now and then. But that's definitely one of my favorite ones, because we just knew we were going to be there like 20 minutes, like an hour and a half later, we're still walking. Like, yeah, no. Mm-mm.
And that's what I like to call a classic misadventure, because it never goes as well as planned.
Yeah.
What's maybe one of your favorite travel destinations, period? It doesn't have to be a girls' trip, but...
Oh, favorite travel destination? I'd have to say Jamaica. Oh God, I love Jamaica. It is really just, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm a waterfall hiker first and foremost. And so I love Dun River Falls, but it's just the vibe. It's almost like a perpetual girls trip, even though there are men there. Everyone is just be you, be who you are, and everything is airy. And it's just like, you can just chill, but there's enough adventure there, to be active. Cause like, I'm an active traveler. Some people just really want to sit on the beach. That's their idea of vacation, just relaxing, period. Not doing anything, just being there. And I can do that for about maybe a couple hours, but I like to be involved. Right. I'm an active traveler. So there, there's Dun River Falls, there's jungle hikes, there's 4-wheelers, all that kind of stuff. So there's zip lining, so there's enough to do, yet it's still beautiful. The weather's awesome. The people are great. The food is great. The music's great. I could do Jamaica every year.
Wow, we should get maybe Jamaica Tourism to be a potential sponsor, huh?
I am ready.
Just had my very first visit to Jamaica just a few weeks ago. It doesn't even feel like it's been that long, but it was. Mm-hmm. And because I was on a press trip, I wasn't able to venture too much outside of the resorts, but the interaction and the things that I was able to do, mm-hmm. I have to agree with you 100%. Mm-hmm. And that certainly made me want to go back. So maybe we have a potential future girls trip in the making.
I love it. I love the idea. I've already got ideas going in my head on how to, we can turn this out. Yeah.
So for those people who maybe are new to girls trips or want to get together with their group of friends, can you offer some tips for a successful girls trip?
So I think the biggest tip that I could give, like I said, is being transparent. Don't be afraid to, be you. That's what you're there for. You're there to, recapture who you are. You're there to not be mom, not be wife, not be girlfriend, not be bae, not be boss. You're there to be you. Be transparent, and you're with your friends. And if you have to be guarded around your friends, then that's not the group of friends you need to have. So be transparent. Like, it's okay to have a misadventure. It's okay to say, oh, did I really just do that? It's okay if you got a little bit of petty in you at the moment, be petty. It's okay. That's the biggest tip that I could give to having a fun girls trip and really getting what you want out of it. You're there to escape all that pressure and demand. So do that. Be open to where you are, accept what's around you. Like, for those coming for Essence Fest, if you've never been, you're in New Orleans. You're in one of the most unique cities in the world. Take that in, let it give to you. Try something new, try something quintessential New Orleanian, or Nolans, as we call it. Be aware of your surroundings and what they have to offer you. And then use this time to strengthen a relationship with your girls. You're there, everyone's there really to kind of let their hair down. And this is the opportunity, even if you've been with them, you've been friends for 20 years or whatever, this is still the opportunity for you to reconnect. Maybe you don't get to see each other as often as you want to, or even if you see each other every day or you talk on the phone every day, this is still that opportunity to be like, like you said, Lauren, go back to when we first met, before kids came around, before boyfriends, husbands, and all that good stuff. This is that time to just, like I say, be who you are, love your sisters, love them in their element, and be in your element and be loved.
I love that. I love that whole sentiment, especially about letting wherever you go kind of give to you and not being afraid to try something new. You and I have been friends for 19 years
19.
going on, actually. And just to give a little background for our listeners, I met Joi because she was my first college roommate as an incoming college freshman at Florida A&M University in Tallahassee, Florida. So that's how far back we go. Well, she and I actually reconnected on a girls' trip last year around this time. We were a guest of Palm Island, which is in Cape Hayes, Florida, just south of Tampa, but it's north of Fort Myers. And what I loved about that trip is that even with all the places we've been, and as long as we've been friends, we still had brand new experiences. Joi and I went kayaking together. Of all the adventures we have had, that's one that we had not, after all this time. And it was such a great way to just connect with her on a different level. And do something with her that I love, like just genuinely love. And she loved it too. So there were times where we were chatty Cathys, like Golden Girls. And then we had moments of complete silence where we were just looking at our surroundings and nature and listening to the water and just taking it all in. So I'm totally about that. Do something new, something different, because it's only going to bond you and your friendship even stronger.
Absolutely. Just traveling, period. It's education. It broadens your scope of life. It challenges you to redefine yourself, and it ignites that fire to test who you are. How strong are you? Even so much as a girl's trip can lead to, I want to go on a trip by myself, or vice versa. If you've been used to traveling alone or you're traveling with your husband, traveling, it reminds you of who you are in this world, what there is in this world, and inspires you to, like I say, test your strength and find out who you are really, and open yourself up to different adventures. Like I say, I'm an adventure traveler. I love going to places with pretty beaches, but I want to hike. I went to Belize a couple years ago, and we hiked the Mayan ruins. It was awesome. So it's education. It's trying new experiences, opening yourself to new experiences, and like I said, bonding with the people that you're with.
And you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. I am not the only outdoorsy diva. There are millions of other outdoorsy divas just like us out there in the world who are embracing travel. We're embracing nature. We're embracing adventure, regardless of our status, our jobs, our careers, our roles as moms, as wives, as girlfriends. We are still carving out that time to grow ourselves. It's time to reconnect with our own personal humanity. And what better way to do that than just experiencing all that the world has to offer? So before I let you go, what can our listeners look forward to from Epic Events and Productions coming up in the next year, month?
We have a lot going on. I'm very excited about the direction of Epic. We're transitioning a little bit and pulling in some different elements. We're in the works of launching a new opportunity for people in the event industry. Hope to roll that out right around October. So if any of you know anyone who is relatively new to the event industry, there's definitely going to be some things coming up with Epic Events to help them kind of figure their way through this crazy little industry that we have. We're actively working on curating our packages for 2019 and 2020. We've got Lobster Fest in Belize for next year. Hopefully my outdoorsy diva BFF can be there for that, because that's something that's it's amazing. I went a couple years ago and I was like, you know what? Other people need to know about this. So we've planned packages for Lobster Fest in Belize for 2019.
Awesome.
Yep. We are already working on our 2019 packages for Essence Fest. So girls, get ready. That'll be released. That actually will be released during Essence 2018. And most of our events are posted on Eventbrite. So you will be able to find them through there, our website as well. We're working on a Napa Valley trip, girls trip. We've got Miami and the Gardens. So there are a lot of things that we're working on just for 2019 in terms of our trips. And then we're revamping our website currently. So that's under works right now, but we're going to relaunch here in the next couple of months so that you'll have access to all these great things through the website directly.
And I know there are some of those trips that I definitely want to share with the group. For some of our listeners who weren't aware, there is a Facebook group that's an extension of the blog called Adventure is a Lifestyle. So I'll definitely plan to share some of Epic events and productions within that group, so people have a chance to opt in. So for now, I know you said you're revamping your website. Mm-hmm. So how can people who don't want to miss out, who want to know what's coming, find you, on social media or your contacts?
Absolutely. So like I said, the website will be relaunched probably in the next couple of months. And the best way right now, we are active on social media. Our Facebook page is Epic Events and Productions. My handle is Epic Event Chick, EPIC Event Chick. And that's for Facebook and Instagram. So they'll be constantly updated there. Anything that we post, all of our upcoming things, until our website is fully active, we will be posting all of our data and information through those two outlets mainly. I also... my email, anyone's welcome to email me if you have any questions or anything. It is Joi, Williams at epiceventproduction.com. I'm available that way as well. And yeah, as soon as the website's up, we will get that out.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining the podcast today. It was truly a joy and a pleasure to talk to you and to share your story.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome. And I look forward to many, many more girl trips with you. So, and to all of the other adventures out there, live life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Live life. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, make sure you subscribe to the Outdoorsy Diva podcast. Be sure to check out Misadventures of an Outdoorsy Diva blog on outdoorsydiva.com. You can also keep up with me and my adventures, so check out all of my social channels. Find Outdoorsy Diva on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest.